Hi everyone, this is Jeff Clark in beautiful Vancouver. I'm with the Paydirt Prospector and I'm at the Metals Investor Forum with someone may have seen before. It's the VP of Communications of West Red Lake Gold Mines who just declared commercial production. Gwen, thanks for joining me here at the
Thanks.
Metals Investor Forum.
Yeah, thanks for having us. This is our first conference as an official producer, so it's really exciting.
It's exciting, and
Yeah.
that just happened. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But, this mine did not have success before. This team that is in place here at West Red Lake has really done a tremendous job of making this into not just a mine, but an economic feasible mine. That's what seems to be coming through here. So tell us first about the team, including yourself, and just how strong of a team this really is.
Yeah, I mean, that's really the thing. We put out a video the other day that's a celebration of achieving commercial success. And there's some cool technology in that video. So people were sending me questions about the technology that's driving Madsen. And my answer was, technology is awesome, but technology doesn't drive a mine. It's people with expertise who make a mine a success, and technology can enable them to do more. And so the team, starting with, I mean, Shane Williams is a phenomenal mine builder, and he had very pointedly built a team of people who have good experience building mines, but who are also sort of mid-career. So also have a lot of drive, a lot of energy, a lot of, drive to succeed. And so on a leadership team, we just work together really well. Like everybody works very hard and has very strong professional experience. And then, then you're able to develop that on the mine site as well. And at the mine site, it's been really interesting. You start with the sort of get it going team. You go from shutdown into, okay, we're getting this going, we're drilling, we're doing a bulk sample, and then you transition through ramp up and into producer status. And there's a shift in personnel, at least some personnel through that as well, because there's the people who are good at the scrappy, get it going, and good at the producer side. And I was just at site 2 weeks ago, and the difference was actually, it's the first time I've felt a difference. Before I went down and it was like, we're creating the process, we're testing the process, we're modifying it, we're doing it again. Now I go down and it's like, we know the process and we're executing the process. So it's a really different feel, and it's the people who make that happen.
But it's the people behind this that can maybe turn Madsen, which, let's be honest, failed before, but turn it into a successful mine. That's really exciting.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, Madsen has so much opportunity to give. You just had to, certainly our perspective is you just had to approach it methodically, make sure that you got the mining right. And if you get the mining right and get down into the ore body, we think that there's a lot more that we can do with that gold system. But you had to have the patience, have the technical approach, and do it carefully to get there so that you can unlock the upside.
Yes, absolutely. So let's talk about hitting commercial production first. So that's an exciting milestone. So before we get into the extra drilling you're going to be doing, tell us about production here and maybe what's coming ahead for production itself.
Yeah, for sure. So commercial production, you'd think there would be an industry-wide definition of what it is to achieve, but there isn't. Achieving commercial production.
Nameplate production?
Yeah, there's some sort of percentage of nameplate capacity through the mill. That's usually what it is. So for us, we determine it as operational stability, which is the mine operating the way we intend the mine to operate, all the components sort of firing. And then we wanted to have at least 65% of our 800 tons per day going through the mill over 30 consecutive days. We actually had that the average over the whole fourth quarter was over 65%. We had 86% in the month of December. So we definitely got there. So we are officially up and running.
Yay. And where is production going from here? Is it going to be stable for a while until you add other ounces? Where are you at with production?
Yeah, so in 2026, we expect to produce about 50,000 ounces. We haven't officially given our guidance. That'll come in a couple weeks, but about 50,000 ounces out of the mine in 2026. And we are at commercial production, but we're still ramping up, right? The last bit, I told you we were at 86% of throughput. Well, we plan to be at 100% of throughput, and that's sort of the last bit. Get a bit more efficiency out of the process, get there. So so that's 50,000 ounces in 2026. We expect that as we get deeper in Madsen, as we get to 100% throughput capacity and get deeper where there's opportunity for more high grade,
yes,
that we will be able to get more out of Madsen in subsequent years. 50,000 ounces though is the goal this year. And then in 2026, we lump our other project on, in 2028, we expect to chunk Rowan on top and really increase our production profile.
Yeah, probably more than double by then, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
But tell us about the expansion opportunities there, especially the drilling. What are you going to be drilling there here at Madsen in 2026?
Yeah, so drilling at Madsen, there's two things that are happening, and they sort of overlap, like a two circle Venn diagram, which is like, we always have 1.5 drills dedicated to just definition drilling. That's tightening up the drill hole spacing to 7 meters ahead of mine design. So we have to get the development down to the area. You do those fans of drill holes, and then you go away for a while the engineers design it all, and then the crews come back, and then you can mine that area. So that's always underway. We also are doing drilling that's looking farther ahead. So sometimes we want to get over to an area and get a sense of, is this area as good as we think it is?
Yeah.
There's been 1 million meters of drilling that have gone into this deposit.
Literally?
Literally, over the last 100
Wow.
years. It's probably over that now, because we've done over 150,000 meters,
wow.
right? So,
Wow.
and the company before us did the same amount as that. So like, been a lot of drilling and historic mine records. There's so much data on this deposit that our team has a lot of targets where they're really excited to get down and see, is this what we think this is? And so the medium term planning is about, how do we get our access over there, drive the tunnel over there so that we can start to flesh out that and bring that into the mine plan. So they're overlapping. You're always doing the definition drilling. You're also always wanting to think ahead about how can we do things that feel more like exploration drilling, but when they work, they then are the definition drilling as well. So it's all sort of part and parcel of the same thing, and it's about meshing engineering, access development, drilling all together.
Yes. Tell us about Rowan, because that's true upside already at this point, right? So tell us the timeline there and what's happening with Rowan.
Yeah, Rowan's exciting because Rowan's high grade. Like the average indicated grade at Madsen, 7.5 grams. The average indicated grade at Rowan, 12.8 grams.
Wow.
Like it's, that's a difference.
Yeah, that's almost double, yeah.
Yeah. And Rowan is at this point a relatively small thing, but it's the perfect shape for mining. It's almost vertical. It starts at surface. It's relatively wide. It's nicely continuous. Like it's exactly what you want for an underground mine. And it is limited by drilling. So our best intercept is at depth. We see there's targets along strike. We did this PEA on Rowan in the summer. 2 of the veins came into the PEA because those are where the recent drilling had happened. The third vein, which is the third largest contributor to the resource, didn't make it in because the historic assays were just too spotty to make it into a mine plan.
Okay.
So we've just been drilling there, and we expect to be able to pull that into the next version of the mine plan. So we think Rowan's got some legs, but even before we add those legs, the PEA outlined a 35,000 ounce per year underground mine operating for 5 years. Again, we think it'll go for longer, but 35,000 ounces a year is a good number at that grade.
Yeah.
And this would be a mine that we then truck the mineralization to Madsen, where we have the mill capacity already in place. It's a 1,200 ton per day mill, essentially, that's permitted to 800 tons per day. We work on the permit expansion, which is about managing more tailings. And then the plan is to bring Rowan mineralization down to Madsen, and to be doing that in 2028.
So a 100,000 ounce per year producer or more in 2 to 3 years, maybe.
That's exactly it. Yeah. So 100% production growth over the next 2 to 3 years during this gold bull market.
That's exciting with high grade stuff.
With high grade, the likely opportunity to get into the kind of grades at depth at Madsen that make Red Lake, right?
Yeah,
the Red Lake mine down the road has operated for 85 years because they keep hitting these high grade pockets, these jewelry boxes as they're known in Red Lake. We found our first one. We're working on delineating our second one. We think there's lots of opportunity to find really splashy grade, and so we're excited to get down and look for that.
And the stock has done well, but it hasn't like left the station yet.
Totally.
So the opportunity for investors is still there.
I totally agree. I mean, I'd say comparable companies to ours, you look at the Minera Alamoses or the Heliostars or the Lucas, like similar kind of companies, their multiples are higher than ours. And I think that's just because there was this elephant in the room, which was the fact that this mine failed 3.5 years ago under a different company. And so we've just needed to methodically deal with that, get it into production and show that that's not the new Madsen. And then I think there is potential for us to sort of catch up to the rating of our peers.
Right. The valuation that you deserve. So congratulations to you and the whole team there. It really, we haven't seen financials yet, but it's looking pretty good here. So we look forward to that and the guidance. I'm personally excited to see what's going to be coming here. So
absolutely.
So congratulations. West Red Lake Gold Mines, check it out. It's a stock I own, full disclosure. As you can see, lots of potential upside here, yet still the stock has not really left the station. So it's not too late to jump into this story if you like it. So thanks, Gwen, and thanks everyone for watching here at the Metals Investor Forum.